Alright, everybody, we are back for qualifying, of course. 3 qualifying sessions, Q1, Q2, and Q3, to decide the grid for the race. So the first up is, of course, Q1, where positions 17 to 22nd are eliminated. Of course, it is me and Dennis back once again. So let's get the show on the road. No rain, of course. It will be a dry one. So let's get on with it. Leave your predictions in the chat as well as to who is going to go out in this session. This will probably be it's going to be interesting. There's going to be one big team that usually goes out, so it's going to be fun to see what happens. Of course, traffic, of course, is going to be very key here, as we all know, because as we saw in practice. So, and most drivers will have 2 laps. Some if they get out really early, will have 3. So let's see which drivers are able to take advantage of that.
Well, I think they have more than 2 or 3. I think they have more like 4 runs because of the short lap.
That's a good point. Actually, yeah, I forget. I was on a longer track here. Would probably be about 2, but Felix Sontag in the Williams is the first one out on to the circuit. So he'll be the first one to sell a lap time. So as we look at seeing, yep, hello to Michael Clark in the chat, who is here with us as always. So as we look at now Sontag, who's out on the circuit, other drivers are out: Catalan, Sontag, Titkoff. They're the first 4s. A few others. Armor Cars out, Gamba, De Rosa. And obviously now they're all starting to pile out the pits. So this should be, a fun qualifying session. No chance of rain, so it's all going to be purely down to the drivers and their cars, and also traffic. So as we look at Sontag about to come around the final 2 corners to start his lap. So as he comes around the corner turn 8, now through turn 9 and down the front straight, and so let's hope that Sontag also doesn't get held up by anyone coming out of the pits. But obviously a lot of the field are now out onto the circuit. So Sontag comes into turn 1, and fortunately there are no cars on pit exit. It's one in the distance, but he's never going to catch that one up, as now the rest of the cars,
especially in the Williams.
Yeah. As now I think more cars just came out behind Sontag, fortunately, so he'll be relieved at that.
I think the car in front of him is the last one.
Yeah, so it was Sontag. So the first set to 24.2. I think Titkoff did also the same. Catalan was a lot quicker. Martinez did about 24. So at the moment, Catalan the quickest on circuit, but we'll wait for the big guns to come through and do their laps. But so far, Gamba's first sector, actually, Gamba, I don't think was that good, actually. I'm pretty sure it's slower than Catalan's, I think. Let's see if I'm reading it from the screen correct. But as we look at now, going through the final couple of corners, now the last, across the line, he'll set the benchmark of a 1:05.3, so we're going to see much quicker times than that. It was Chung, actually, that came up behind her, so I was right. Titkoff way off, Catalan a lot quicker.
No, Franco Gamba.
Martinez a decent lap as well in second. Gamba goes top for now. Car goes quicker.
Goes top.
Good lap by De Rosa.
Willow's fastest.
Q-Park across the line, 5th. Gomez goes 7th.
Lopez 2nd.
Nearly 2/10 off. Mackenzie across the line, 10.
Behind Martinez. I think a very slow lap.
Burns had a good lap though, P4.
Yeah.
So Fosbury across the line, not a great lap, and actually Chatfield was, I think, held up a bit, although he was 10th still. Thomas Ellie 9th. Roke across the line goes 10th. Videri 8th. So Linkopana now coming through. Let's see where he goes, if he can get above his teammates.
Of course, his first lap here.
And no, he can't.
18th.
Just ahead of Fosbury. Moitian goes 9th. Now Laura Chung coming across the line, and she goes into 50th. I think she must have got
15.
held up. That's quite. She must have got held up, or unless it was by was it the car? No, that wasn't held up. So I think it must have been. It must have been the.
Slight mistake, I think.
Yeah, it's. Was it generally just a bad lap?
Yeah.
Looks like it was just generally a bad lap, but Chung will definitely improve on that. She's got plenty of time. But at the moment, the drivers out would be Martinez, J. McKenzie, Sontag, Kompanov, and Titkoff as things stand. But of course, plenty of time for drivers to improve. So, and looking in the chat. So Titkoff coming in. So at the moment, Evan Byrne doing a good job, despite being vaccinated. Hopefully, that arm will still continue to do its best for at least the next session.
It will be fine.
Yep, it'll be fine. Yep, I felt no. Yeah, there shouldn't be much pain. Just make sure you keep your arm rotating. Rotate your arm.
Next morning might be a little bit of a tough one, especially for me. When I got it last Wednesday, I decided to sleep on the arm, like sleep over my arm that had and so the morning was a little bit of a difficult one.
Yeah, so there you go. Just make sure. Yes, the key advice: don't sleep on your vaccinated arm, whatever that one is, right or left. But Chung now finally the last one to do a lap comes in. 7/10 off. Again, the field is very close, particularly from Catalan to Gamba. Only 3/10 in it there. Less than a second separating Gomez to Willows at the front of the field, so it's close there. And just over a second actually from Sontag as well.
Speaking of Willows, he is.
And Willows, the current leader of the session and currently second in the championship, comes out of the pits, so he'll be starting his second lap. And yeah, so yeah, I suppose Evan, like, it depends on, you know, if you like needles. I'm not a huge fan of needles, but I had a little poke in my arm, but I didn't feel anything after that. So yeah, it's just different for everyone, really, I think. But anyway, so Willows obviously is coming out. Lopez is out the pits as well. Gal is. Mackenzie is. He'll want to improve his lap because he's currently out. So as now the rest of them start to come out, Carr is out, Byrne is out, and Roke is out as well. So yeah, so I think a number of drivers, probably about 4 or 5, maybe even 6. I think we'll probably be able to do 4 laps. But as Willows now comes around the final corner, he's about to start his second flying lap. So across the line, he's the one that set the benchmark. Can he go even quicker than this? So Willows comes through the first corner and no traffic ahead. There's a manor, but he's not going to catch that up. So he's starting his lap, and well, to be honest, you're a god. So why would you feel anything that's injected in you? You wouldn't feel anything, I would imagine.
Maybe they're trying to poison me.
Willows is even up in the first sector.
Yeah, no, but you're a god, so you wouldn't feel it anyway. But anyway, Willows, as Dennis has said, slightly up by 21 thousandths in the first sector. So heading towards the double left-hander to see if he can still improve.
Yeah,
And he is improving actually, so it looks like he is. So 69 thousandths up. So as he comes around the final corner and across the line, just was set to improve, which he does.
The
104.0.
Yeah.
Quite got into the 103s yet, but that will probably happen next session. So as we look at Franco Lopez, who's behind this Williams, but I don't know if it's going to hold him up or not. The answer is no, it doesn't. He goes second. Mackenzie on a lap across the line, and he improves only to 16th though, so he's just
only
out.
16. Wow.
Carr in third.
Yeah,
coming
stayed in third.
The line. Rote doesn't improve. Gamba does improve to 5th. De Rosa doesn't improve. Catalan doesn't improve. Fosbury,
no. Still in 21st.
Same with Qpok. Moichin doesn't improve either. Not a lot of improvements on this one. Sontag, no. Chung does
9th.
improve. Not that high, but still improved to 9th. Titkov
18th. Good lap for him.
Gomez also goes to 8th. Areas improved. Martinez coming through as well. And
no improvement.
Yeah, no, he's
3 seconds off.
Yeah, he was
I think
way
he
off.
got held up in the final corner. In the penultimate corner. I'm not sure.
trying to get overtaken by that Mercedes. I don't know if that will affect his lap time a lot. So he comes to the line and he does improve, but stays 21st.
Fosbury's in last. Contact!
There it is. Gamba's lost his wing, but not his. And that was with George Roque there. So there was a crash, but both drivers still without. You're not losing a wheel there.
Yeah.
But yes, so crash there, but no damage.
Well, he had damage, but not tire damage.
Yes, not tire damage. That's what I meant to say.
All these goddamn damages.
All these goddamn damages. I only generally use it though when there's actually a bit more damage than that. When you have wheels flying off everywhere, the wings, body parts flying everywhere. But
body parts.
Well, body parts of the car. I mean, obviously.
Car parts.
Car parts. But...
Oh, she gone violent.
Yeah.
I don't condone violence.
Bullshit.
So second runs are over, third runs now, and obviously then possibly afterwards for a select few fourth runs. Yes, hopefully you're having a very good vacation, Franco Gamma. I mean, even Mafia needs to rest at some point, so hopefully you're enjoying your holiday. Meanwhile, speaking of Franco Gamma, he's coming out behind Cal, so both Red Bulls coming back onto the circuit. So as Gal is going to do his third lap, I believe. So he's out the track course, so is Gamba, and so is Amar Kar. So let's see how this lap goes for everybody. So as I said, at the moment, it's still Mackenzie, Titkov, Martinez, Sontag, Campana, and Fosbury that are at the moment out of Q1 as things stand, with just under 7 minutes to go. And so as Gal coming through the double left-hander, about to start his lap. So a few drivers out the pits now. Gomez, Carr, Lopez, Willows, Chatfield, Mackenzie. Few names that are out the pits. So there's going to be a few more. Hopefully Gal doesn't get held up, but I think he's going to be safe through anyway. So, of course, actually Roke is only 1,000th behind, actually in 13th. So Gal coming through, and fortunately comes out in about the perfect spot. I don't think that Renault is going to be close enough to hold him up. Although I think for Gamba, he might be held up by that car behind that came out of this. I think it was the Ferrari.
We got doesn't improve in the first sector. So maybe the Renault is impacting his lap after all.
Maybe it's Gal coming through. And so, yeah, he's down 10th. So yeah, maybe Renault was affecting his time, but I think he's going to be safe, Gal, in 6th position. I don't think he's going to be threatened this qualifying, but he comes around and obviously he will not improve. Chung about to start. That Gamba does improve to 5th. Car being held up there behind the Alfa Romeo. Mackenzie does improve, actually goes to 10th this time. That's better from him. Chatfield coming through, and he's not going to improve. He's got the racing point behind him of Moitin, who's starting his lap, so Moitin could get held up. Gomez about to come through and end his lap. He's not on an improvement either. So as he comes across the line, doesn't improve. Lopez doesn't either. Willows, no, but he's top anyway. Fosbury is improving, although I think he's still quite a bit down. So Fosbury comes through the final corner, and does he improve? He does, goes to 21st. Also doesn't improve. Rope doesn't improve. Neither does Qpok. Catalan does improve.
Does 12th.
Sontag doesn't improve, even though he was up. Byrne doesn't improve.
Nope.
Chung 11th. I
think she was in 11th before.
I think that'll probably be just about enough, I think, to get her through. Tomaselli about to come across the line and goes 8th, so that's an improvement. Martinez now comes across the line. He doesn't improve either. Moitian, no, he was way over there. He got held up. Titkoff, neither. So, a few improvements there. So, change as well. So, at the moment, it's Chatfield, Titkoff, Martinez, Sontag, Fosbury, and Campana that are out. So, yes. So, a lot of them are obviously going to be doing one more lap. I think actually, probably most of them, I think, will get one more lap in. So we'll see. So there's about 3 minutes left. The ones who've got in early will certainly be having another opportunity to go out. So it's going to be an important run. Important run for a lot of drivers. Well, I say important run for a lot of drivers. Important run for everyone to see if they can improve. So yes, we're about to find out who is going to get eliminated from Q1 here at the Red Bull Ring.
Yeah.
So Sontag comes in. At the moment, he's in 20th, beating his teammate though, out qualifying him. Close there by 10th, so Red Bull of Gal, the first to go out again. This will be obviously his last lap, so he will come out of the pits. And so he will be doing his lap next time round, about 2 minutes 40 left, so plenty of time for a lot of drivers. Probably at least half the field, I think, will get out for one more lap. At the moment it is Gal on his own, but he'll be followed out pretty soon, but he's going to have well, I say at the moment, he's got clear air. He's the only one out onto the circuit, but soon more drivers are going to be coming out. Now Gamba, his teammate, does, Carr does, so that's 3 cars now on the circuit, but there's going to be plenty more to come. And any more at the moment? No, it's still waiting. I think a few of them are probably heading towards the pit exits now. Chatfield at the moment is going out, so he's going out onto the circuit, I should say. It sounds a bit confusing when you think about it. But yeah, now a few more drivers going out. So once the timer hits about 1:10 or whatever, they're not at the pits by then I think it's generally session over. But as Gal comes around, Campana's out, so let's see if he gets held up or not coming through turn 1. And there's a car coming out, so I think he might be held up here.
I think it's a Ferrari again.
Yeah, it is the Ferrari. I don't think it will matter particularly for Gal because he's going to be through anyway. But we'll see. It comes to the first sector. Has he been held up at all? 10th maybe. But we shall see. Roke has gone out onto the track, so crucially for him, he'll get one last lap in. So at the moment, as the timer is going just below 104, and I think Fosbury, I don't know if he got out on time, but Titkoff, Martinez, and Sontag are out of Q1. They will not be going through. I'm not sure if Fosbury will get to the line in time or not, but Gal is being held up, but it won't matter because he's through. So he stays behind the Ferrari. Oh, they have got out now, those guys, but it won't matter. They'll be too late. Gal comes across the line. No improvement, of course.
Yeah, the Ferrari is Joseph Willows, by the way.
Oh yeah, so car about to come up, and he's actually improving. He's on improving on his lap. So let's see if he can improve his lap time or not. So he comes through. Did a good second sector, so he comes up to the line. And where does he improve to? Stays third, so Gamma goes fourth. Good improvement. Now as the rest of the guys come through for their last laps. Chatfield is not improving, so it doesn't look like he's going to be able to get out. As he comes to the line. And does he improve? The answer is... No, he doesn't. So Chatfield is out. Sontag, did he make it?
I think not. I think he didn't make it. It was same as practice.
So did he make it or not?
He did not
Really
make
close.
it.
Did not. Okay, so Sontag is out confirmed. So there we go. Mackenzie doesn't improve.
Campana
Does improve actually. He was 20th, but I'm pretty sure.
Ahead of Sontag.
Yeah, ahead of Sontag. I'm pretty sure that's all of the bottom 6 out. I think because a lot of them won't get their laps done in time. So I think that might be it. I'm pretty sure. So Roke is on a lap.
Lost time in second.
He's not improving, but I don't think it matters. I think he's going to get through anyway, because I'm pretty sure everyone below him either won't do a lap or don't improve, and he doesn't improve actually. Lopez across the line, and he goes first. Actually, nabs it off of Willows by 24,000. Chung goes up to 8th. Byrne doesn't improve. Fosbury, could he improve? He does.
He improves, but he's out.
19th, so he's still out. So there we go. That is the bottom 6 confirmed as the rest of them come across the line. Thomas Elliott moved up to 8th as well. In the meantime, Catalan held up at
way
6th.
off, but it doesn't matter.
Yep. So, and looks like he was held up actually by that car, by the car coming into the pits. So, yep, there we go. That is Q1 over. 6 drivers, of course, eliminated from this session. Look at them, and the 6 that are eliminated are Chris Chatfield, Maxi Titkoff, Jared Fosbury, Rosetta Martinez, Lean Campana, and Felix Sontag. They are the drivers eliminated from Q1. So next up, in brief moment, we'll move on to Q2.
Yeah. So 3 teams eliminated, which are Haas, Williams, and Manor.
Yes, and that's as well. Right, so that is of course session over.
So George, what do you think about Q1?
Yep, Q1 it was an interesting one. Of course, had one incident, the pit entry. No, I suppose no major surprises, I guess, going out of Q1. So Roke just about managing to scrape through. Obviously, he was the one who had the clash with Franco Gamba, but fortunately, well, I say no harm done, but he managed to get through regardless. Yeah, so it's going to be interesting fight at the top. Chung was not that quick in the session, but still could easily do a lot better in Q2. It's going to be interesting. I'm not honestly sure who's going to be on pole, really. It's going to be fascinating to see, but of course we'll find out Q2 who goes out. And then for the final 10 in Q3. Fortunately, it's not. Even though it's still hot here, the sun's gone in, so fortunately, it's a little bit cooler, which is a relief.
Yeah, that's good.
Anyway, in the meantime, we are now back, of course, for Q2. No rain, of course. So let's get right into the action. So Q2 now down to 16 drivers
Let's
this
get
time.
back into the action because I forgot to put the eliminated drivers in. Or out.
Perkele!
Well done.
Well done, Jiri.
This is what happens when you stream tired.
Yeah.
So we'll be back. Insert elevator music.
Yeah.
I'm just going to make sure. Yeah. Yeah, all good now. And let's go again.
Alright, take 2. So again, dry. 15 minutes this
Take
time
one,
around.
take 2, take 3.
Take 1, take 2, take 3, go. So the Formula 1 My Word Grosje Prix van Austria 2019.
Yeah.
My world. Alright, so once the loading bar gets to the end, you're back on track. And here we go. So 15 minutes in this session this time around, only 16 cars. Less chance of traffic traffic issues, but still not completely eliminated. So, who's going to be the first driver out onto the circuit? It's going to be the big question. And it is the Alfa Romeo of Gomez who comes
Gomez.
Yes, Gomez, who is yeah, I was going to try and make a Gomez is Gomez on, no, yeah, it wasn't working. Anyway, Gomez is onto the circuit, the first driver out in the Alfa, a very beautiful looking car. De Rossi is coming up behind, Roque, third driver out, then I think it was Franco Gamba. So Gamba and Roque need to be careful to get too close to each other again, so they can avoid what happened to them in Q1. So as the rest of them now filtering out onto the circuit. So for most drivers, they'll get 2 laps in. I think most probably will get 3 laps in as well, but just for this, we'll say they'll get 2. So as Gomez now coming through sector 2, heading now out towards turn 8 and 9, and he'll start the lap. So as he comes through the right-hander, turn 8 and turn 9, and so now he'll start a lap around the Red Bull ring. So he comes across the line, the timer goes, so he heads into the first corner. Let's hope he's not held up by any traffic. I think everyone's on the circuit anyway, so I don't think that's going to happen actually. So there we go. He's got a completely free track in front of him, so should not be any problems unless he makes any mistakes. So coming up towards the first sector, and the time is a 24.1. So we'll see the rest of the cars coming through. I think that was 24.0 for De Rossa. I think it was 24. I think it was 1 for Roca. 23.9 for Gamba. 23.9 for Byrne as well. So as the times now start to come through, lots of numbers. So Gomez coming through the double left-hander, coming through towards the end of the second sector, 50.6, and he's about to come through the final 2 corners, and he'll set the benchmark. Now we see the final corner, and across the line, and it is a 105.1, so that's definitely going to be bettered.
Yep, but you also
Roke across the line, goes second. Gamba waiting in fourth. I think he must have been held up, I think. Unless he made a mistake. Oh, he did make a mistake. Ooh. A big mistake through the penultimate corner there. Managed to save the lap there. That was very sketchy there. But he'll obviously be able to improve next time he goes round.
Whoa, look at that save.
Yeah, that was a great save.
Yeah, huge crash.
So Byrne actually goes top, 104.7. Mackenzie only fifth. Willows a 4-0.
Got third behind Byrne. Wow, Willows 7 tenths ahead.
Yeah, he's well ahead of everyone. Gal didn't have a good lap. Moitian only 9th.
Q-Pop 7th.
Chung. See, I think her lap might be pretty good. And yes, it is. It's very good.
The 103s.
The 103, 103.9. So there we go. I did say she may have been bluffing. So now finally she's showing a true pace Tesla, and also does a good lap as well. Thomas Eddy third as well.
Actually. Great there from him.
So now Franco Lopez about to come through to complete the end of his first lap. And let's see where he goes in the order, and he goes into third. Federi goes 11th, so just outside of the top 10. So of the first lap, it's Federi, Kupok, Gomez, Mackenzie, Moitian, and Gamba. But of course, Gamba did make a mistake on his lap, so he is bound to improve. But yeah, that's the first lap over. And so good laps. Good lap from Chung, string of pace. Thomas Selly as well. Byrne actually doing pretty well in qualifying too. So yeah, that was the first run over. Now time for the second run. So this should be very, very interesting. Plenty of improvements still to come. So yeah, for Rogue at the moment, he's doing a good job in 10th. Ahead of his teammate Moitian, but that probably won't last, but we'll never know. Federi, 11th, doing a good job. He's out qualifying his teammate Gomez down at 13th. Kupok, 12th, obviously had a good start to the season and has had it, I suppose, mixed so far this season, I think. But also, yeah, it's just going to be interesting when it comes to the sign-ups, just where people decide to go, if they decide to stay, go. But yeah, first lap complete, so now we await for the second laps. Just remembering to hydrate on a hot day like this. But as actually Gomez is going out for his second lap.
They're going out first again.
Yeah, going out first. Yes, of course, yeah, he was out first the first time, now he's out first second time. So he comes up the pits first, so we're coming probably roughly the same order that they had before. Car comes out actually second on the circuit, running right now in 6th. He'll need to improve. De Ross is out on the track, Gallagher's out as well. And is it echoey, Joe? Is it echoey from my end? Or is it echoey from Dennis's end? See, I can't hear the stream. I've got it on mute on my phone, so
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
I also have it. I didn't even have to stream on my phone.
But it's interesting. But Gomez, in the meantime, anyway, starts his lap, and he's going to have that Ferrari coming out of the pits, but fortunately, it's not going to hold him up. So as he heads towards the first sector, we'll see if he improves. Okay, it's gone now, that's good. Gomez comes to the first sector, and he is on an improvement, so that's good first sector. 10th up, or 10th and a half, I should say. Gomez in a very long Ferrari sandwich. You could just see the other Ferrari in the background. But as he comes towards the second sector, it's Joseph Willows, 97, in front of him. So as he comes towards the second sector, Gomez, does he improve? And the answer is he is up by actually quite a lot, actually. So
by 4/10.
So he'll definitely get into the top 10. So the question is, where will he get into the top 10? So as he comes around the final corner, and he'll go up into 5th. A very good lap.
Amazing.
Exceptional lap there from Gomez. So Carr is on an improvement as well. So Gal obviously is on the brink at the moment in 10th. So Carr across the line, and he goes 6th. So stays 6th, but still improvement. Gal comes across the line. Does he improve? No, actually,
No.
held up, I think, by that McLaren at the end there. Q-Pot goes 4th. So lots of improvements left, right, and centre. Byrne coming through the final couple of corners. I don't know if he made a mistake there. It seemed to be take a bit of a strange line. He's not going to improve, I don't think. He's off. Mackenzie is up as well. Can he get out into the top 10? Yes, he can. He goes 8th. Roke goes back to 10th. But Moichin is on an improvement as well, so that might not last long for Roke. So as Moichin comes across the line, and no, Moichin stays 15th, actually. Gamba is only 13th. Wow, okay.
Both Red Bulls out at the moment.
Yeah, 13th and 14th. Not the places that you would expect them to be. Chung comes across, and she doesn't improve. And I think anyone else? Oh, Thomas said he's actually going on a lap, but I think he's. Well, he's not, I don't think he's going to improve anyway. So as long as he comes across the line,
he doesn't need to.
Yeah, he was a bit held up a bit there, but yeah, doesn't need to worry. I think he's probably about through anyway. Lopez.
Federi goes to 8th.
Federi goes to 8th actually, so he knocks Roke out again. So Lopez across the line, and he's not going to improve. And I believe that is everybody that has now done a lap. And yep, I think so. So that is the second run over. Now for, I think, most of the field, it will be 3 runs, unless anyone can do one later at the end. But Cupid being pushed in the garage, he'll definitely get a chance at one more.
Yeah, I think it will only be one for everybody. But we just need to see what happens.
Okay, so again, it is very close actually. If you see the gap between Mackenzie down to well, I suppose Mackenzie down to Gal, it's less than a 10th, so it is very close in the lower reaches of the top 10.
Here's Gomez out first again.
Out for the third time. This will probably be, yeah, I think this will be his last lap. I don't think he'll have quite enough time to do a 4th. Maybe, I don't think so. But anyway,
it's the final.
Yeah, it's going to be the final, I think, for most drivers, I think. Gomez.
So for everyone.
Yeah, I think, probably for everyone, yeah. Gomez obviously out first. Carr is out as well. De Rossa, I think, is out on the circuit too. Still going to be plenty of movements. I mean, it'll be very, very surprising if both Red Bulls don't make it out of Q2. That would be a huge surprise. It'll be good.
Even shocking.
Shocking, yeah. Be good news for Mercedes and Ferrari, though. That'll be great news for them. But as we look now at Gomez heading towards the final couple of corners, and he'll start his third and final lap. And so as he comes across the line, hope that he doesn't get any traffic coming out of the pits. I think Byrne's just gone out on the track. He at the moment is the last car in. And so Gomez coming out. Oh, there is a car coming out of the pits for Gomez. Will he get through it? No, so I think his lap is ruined, unfortunately. I think that was the torso of Was it
Yeah, it's Q-Bock. Because
Q-Bock,
Martin
yeah.
Catalan is still
Yeah.
a bit.
Yeah, I knew it was the other Taurus, but I just couldn't remember the name. So Gomez was held up quite a bit there, so he is not going to improve on this lap. But I think he'll have done just enough. I think to get through. I believe. I mean, I'm hoping I've not just jinxed him right there, but I think it might be enough. But oh yeah, and as Joe has actually just pointed out, I didn't realise either, but Carr and Federi have set an identical time, so both
Oh, yeah.
both the same time there. I didn't actually notice that. Gomez down, so he's
Yeah,
obviously
same for me.
not going to improve on this lap. So as he comes around the final corner, this will be his qualifying session over. So comes across the line, doesn't improve. Roke is about to start his lap. Carr is behind. Again, he is improving, so he might go higher than 6th. This could be a danger for Gomez if a lot of others improve behind him. And Carr goes 4th. That should be him through. De Rossa doesn't improve. Catalan's about to start his lap, and a lot of drivers here are starting their laps. Gamba is on one as well. He is improving. Well, let's just see if he's still improving his lap coming up to the end of the second sector. And the answer is he is improving, not by a lot
Only
though.
by
Actually,
almost.
not as much as
Could be enough.
Yeah, could be enough. As he comes around the final corner, Gamma set to come across the line. And where does he go? The answer is 8. Is that going to be enough? We are going to find out. Byrne actually is not improving, so it looks like Byrne is going to be out. Excuse me. As he comes around the final corner, he's off. Coming up to the line, and he doesn't improve.
He's out.
Gal, is he going to improve? Is he going to get out? Yes, he's comfortably through.
Yes, 4th.
Mackenzie
8.
So Gamba is on the line here. He could go out. So, I mean, Roke's doing a lap, but he's not improving, so I think Gamba might be safe. Roke comes across the line, and he didn't improve. So,
Roke is out.
Yeah, so Roke is out. Byrne is out. Catalan, does he improve? And the answer, yes!
Yes, and Gamba's out!
And Gamba is out. So it's not worked out for Frank Gamba, so we have one Red Bull out. And I think that's it. I think Catalan was the last one that could have knocked him out, I think. Unless Moichin didn't. Oh no, wait, Moichin, does he go through? Yes, he does! So Gomez has been knocked out at the last minute. So...
Yes, 8.
Yep, so he goes 8. And yeah, I think that's going to be it. I think that is Q2 essentially over. So yeah, no one else is on laps, are they? Oh no, Lopez is, but I think that. So yeah, Lopez actually, sorry, is still lying. So it's he still has time. But the drivers that will be out though will be Gabriel Gomez, Franco Gamba, Andrea Federi, Evan Byrne, George Rowe, and Kirosima De Rossa are all out of Q2. Definitely not something I was expecting at all. So, as Lopez now comes across the line, he does improve up to 3rd. And I think that's everyone that's done a lap, I believe. Yeah, so he was the last one. So, yeah, whew, what a end to buying that was. So, there's now Chung coming in the pits, the leader of that session. And, yeah, there we go. Q2 over, so the order, Laura Chung winning that session ahead of Willows in 2nd, Lopez 3rd, Gal 4th, Carr 5th, Catalan 6th, Q-Box 7th, Moichin 8th, Thomas Ali 9th, and Mackenzie once again just about scraping through. So, yep, there we go. There is the checkered flag. Qualifying is over, so the driver's out, as I said once again. Gabriel Gomez, Franco Gamba, Andrea Federi, Evan Byrne, George Roke, and Kirosima De Rossa. So that was Q2 over, and now finally onto Q3. And yes, I just realised, Joe pointed out, I did in fact jinx Gomez, so I do apologise to you, Gabriel. I did unfortunately jinx you.
George, you're so bad. Needed to do it.
Yep. Did so as we get ourselves prepared for Q3.
Yeah, the biggest surprises definitely are Franco Garba, of course, out.
Yeah.
Evan
Not
Byrne
yet.
after his great lap in Q1. And I need to point it out, Kiyoshi Marirosa in P16. It's also a place where we didn't expect him to be.
Yeah, so a lot of drivers a lot further down the road than they should be, but of course that was qualifying. The race could be totally different. But so we're now on to the final session, Q3, and so it is going to be interesting to see who is going to take pole position. Set to be Mercedes versus Ferrari, but also versus a Red Bull, just one Red Bull. So as we're about to get started, of course, with the final session of the day, I think it's 12 minutes to shoot out. 12-minute shootout.
It's 15 minutes.
Oh, it's still 15 as well, I see. Okay. So 15-minute shootout between the final 10 drivers. Yeah, I don't know. I should know that really. But I was yeah. I have the memory of a goldfish. But interesting. Been a very, very interesting qualifying so far. It's going to probably be totally different, of course, for the race. But as we're now about to start Q3, make sure that you leave your predictions for Q3 in the chat, please. Who is going to get pole position, and also who might be a surprise? Yes. So make sure to leave your predictions. So Joe predicts a Merc or Ferrari pole. Difficult to tell, and yeah, it will be difficult to tell. But I'm just going to, I'm just for the sake of variety, I'm just going to say, I was going to say it will be Gal, but it's not going to happen probably. But you never know. But yeah, Q3 about to get underway here at the Red Bull Ring, and so let's have a look. So Panos, Lopez, Willows, Chung. Rob says thinks Car will nab it. But yeah, we are about to find out as the session, of course, is now underway.
I still think who I predict for pole, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm just gonna say Gal just for variety. But yeah, you can still think of it.
I'd say it will be Joseph Willows.
Alrighty. So Paulino Tomaselli is going to be the first driver to do a lap in Q3. He's going to come out on the track. Plenty of free air as well. No traffic as well, only 10 cars. But just a reminder for those that may have only just joined the chat, it was Gomez, Franco Gamba, Federi, Burnbrook, and De Rossa, the drivers who are out in Q2. And obviously Franco Gamba being a huge surprise. But we're now on to Q3. And so who is going to take pole position? Tomaselli with his coming through into the final two left-hand, and then into the two left-handers here, very fast, and just gotta make sure you just keep your foot flat to the floor as much as possible, get as much speed, and try and take as much curving as possible. As Tomaselli is going to come through the final couple of corners and start his first flying lap, and wait. Hold on a second. Did I just see my George Roke's name on the thing for doing a lap? I'm pretty sure I'm not seeing things.
It is.
It is.
Yeah, that
well
means
done.
Red flag.
George Roke has been banned for the season for going into the track. When he was... Wait. Out of...
Perkele.
Wait. Who out of these is...
Yeah, the ones that are out in Q2 said it was Gomez.
Oh, I have
Gamba.
the Force Indians. I'm raising points the other way around for some reason.
That's a mistake. Perkele.
Oh yeah, so... New Q3 just dropped. Okay, now we will do it. Yes.
Take 2 is again. Take 1, take 2, take 3, go.
Yeah, everybody's been real quiet since take 2 of GP4 OC qualifying just dropped.
Yeah.
Alrighty, so we're going to start the session once again. So who is going to get pole position? I'll still stick with my original prediction. I'll say Gao. If anyone else in the chat wants to put theirs in, if they haven't already, or if they want to stick with their original prediction, they can.
I
So
also will stick with mine.
all right, so we're at take 2, and hopefully there'll be no imposters on the circuit for this time around. So who's going to be the first driver out onto the track? Is it going to be Tomaselli once again, or is it going to be someone else this time around? It is going to be actually the Racing Point, the correct RP, Roland Moichin. So he'll be the first driver on the circuit. So let's see. I mean, Moichin so far had a pretty good season for Racing Point so far. Definitely outperformed his teammate, outqualified him, of course, yet again. It looked like Rote would outqualify him, but Moichin managed to pull it out of the bag with his last lap and get through into Q3. So he'll be pretty happy about that. So he'll hopefully like to get probably at least top 8. Top 8 would be good. Well, of course, ideally be him and everyone else in Q3. It would like to be pole position, but of course it's not going to happen. But nonetheless, as we see all the cars on the track, so Carr, Lopez, Chung, Catalan, and Tomaselli out on the circuit at the moment. Now I think it's Nicholas Gal that's on the circuit as well. So Moichin coming through and set to start his first flying lap. So he comes to the 2 right-handers now through the final corner, and he's now set to start it. So here we go. Across the line, and he now starts his first flying lap of the session. And so he comes to the first corner, going to be no traffic at all, so it'll be clear. So behind him, Armor Car has also started his first lap. So as Moichin set to come through sort of turn 2, the left-hander, into turn 3. And so it's about to set the first sector time as he comes up to it. And the time is a 23.9. So we'll see what Car's time is coming through the first sector. And it is a 23, I think that's a 23.8. 23.8 for Tomaselli as well. 24.0 for Catalan. I think it's 23.9 for Lopez. So it's all pretty close to the first sector, but then obviously coming through the more technical part of the circuit, the times will, I suppose, space out. I guess you'll see the true performance of the cars. So Moichin about to come through the final 2 corners, which he does now. Through the final corner, turn 9, and he's about to do his first lap. Let's see what the time will be as he comes across the line, and it will be a 1:04.5, not a bad lap. As now Armor Car is about to come across the line for his first lap, and he does 1:04.2. So he's quicker. Thompson goes second. Catalan
Third.
Lopez
second.
only second.
Chung
Chung
second.
goes Galaxy coming through, and no, he's way down actually in the first sector. So he must have he wasn't bad in the first. He must have made a mistake somewhere. So he definitely is not going to go quickest. He's probably going to be slowest actually as he comes across the line.
Yeah,
and
he
was
slowest. Oh, here's the mistake check.
Yeah, first sector he was fine. Ah, yeah, there he was. Went a little bit wide there. So that's what cost him a lot of time, because the first sector was alright.
But the second was not good.
Mistake costing him a lot of time there. Mackenzie coming up to complete his first lap. So he comes across the line and he goes 7th, so he's also not particularly quick in this one. Willow's set to come across the line. Where does he go? The answer is 4th. And Kupok has gone into the wall. Into the pits. Did he make a mistake?
The wall.
I think he made a mistake. Yeah, I think he made a mistake. Yeah, he did. He made a mistake. Lost his wheel, then trying to go into the pits, into the wall. So, yes, David Kupok doesn't complete his first lap. The only one who doesn't. So, only 9 cars setting their lap so far, and actually Kupok might actually block the pit entry here, possibly. I think. Oh yes, he does. Unless he just moves over slightly more to the right, then could get through. So here we go. Here we go again. We've seen this before. So some interesting tactics here from Kupok as he's going very slowly into the pits.
Well done, Toro Rosso.
Yeah.
He's going surprisingly fast, though.
I suppose it is on a bit of a downhill, so I guess it's probably not too much of a surprise, really. But at the moment, it's our car who is top. And okay, now I think it's starting to go a little bit more slowly now, I think. As they come in. It's going very, very low.
Nice train.
Oh, there's a massive train behind actually. Oh, the Mercedes goes into his pit box there. And they're literally pushing each other as they go in, but a number of drivers have managed to get themselves into the pits, but yep. And what Mojin's doing there.
It echoes every time I put my own mic on.
Now, finally, his car gets pushed away. And Mojin finally makes it through, I think. Or I don't know what he's doing. Catalan is now in his pit box as well. It's all happening so far in this session.
Yeah.
But so more importantly, obviously Kupok, the only driver yet to do a lap, but at the moment it's Armor Car on pole position here at the Red Bull Ring. And I'm not sure how many pole positions he's taken this season. I'm going to have a quick look. I think he's taken, pretty sure he has taken a pole this season from memory, if my memory serves me correctly. But just have a double check. The answer is, has he taken a pole position this season? He has actually, yes, his pole position was actually at Azerbaijan, actually, as now David Kupok, having had the quickest car repair in history, now goes on track to set his first lap. So it's Kupok, who's had a good qualifying so far, trying to see if he can better his teammate Catalan. So as he heads down towards turn 4. In the meantime, we just have another quick sip. Important to drink on a hot day like this. But anyway, Kupok coming through. Car is out on the circuit. Chung is as well. Tomaselli and Gal are all out on the circuit. But yeah, this was T car. You know, she knows T car that Kupok got in. But so as Kupok now comes through, and he is set to start his first flying lap of Q3. Comes through turn 1, and there's no traffic ahead, so he's fine. And let's see how quick this lap will be for David Kupok. Let's see what his first sector will be like at the moment. All cars out on track apart. Nope, all cars now out on track. And Mojin's first sector is okay, I guess. So Kupok's set to come through, and we'll see where he'll go in the order at the moment. If lap times wise, I'll probably go about where Mojin is, I think. Unless he has a good second sector. He was a couple of tenths off in the first, so as he comes through the second sector, and he goes, let's see how far he is, off 4 tenths. Yeah, so he's going to be behind Mojin, probably, maybe even behind Mackenzie, but we'll see if he can improve or not. Well, I say improve. He can stay ahead of Mackenzie and Gal. He comes across the line, and nope, he doesn't. He's last in Q3, down in 10th. Tomaselli's second sector was pretty good. He was only about 65 thousandths off the lead, actually, as he comes round the final corner. And see, he goes up into fourth, so only 80 thousandths off, so pretty close. Car is not improving at the top. Gal only improves to 8th there. Oh, excuse me. Laura Chung set to come across the line, and she doesn't improve either. Not many improvements. Lopez is, however, does he go top? Yes, he does.
He does.
So Lopez now goes top. Catalan does not improve, and yet Willows, I should say. The moment I don't think he's going to improve on this lap as he comes around past the second sector, and no, he's not improving. So unless he has a good final sector, he's going to stay where he is. But Thomas Eddy, yes, again, putting in another great performance. Gal so far been underwhelming in qualifying, but he'll have another lap to do. Willows across the line and doesn't improve. About 10th off. Mackenzie is improving and goes 6th. Not a bad lap. Moichin does not improve. He was I think he got held up in the pits. And so, yeah, that is the second run's complete, and one more run left to go for two, I think, for a number of people. I think it'll be one more run. But we'll see because due to time constraints. So, as Cupog is, of course, at the pits, he'll obviously get one more, but I don't think he'll be able to do 3. So at the moment it is Lopez who is on pole position, and so if he was to take pole position here, he would take his 4th pole of the season, having taken previous poles in Australia, Spain, and Monaco. So if he was to take pole here, that he would be the one that would have taken the most poles this season. Well, he already has. He's got 3. But if he gets another one, he'll be well clear at 4. So as Catalan gets pushed into the pits, so we're about to start our second flying laps for all drivers, but it won't be over yet because I think we're going to have probably a couple that will have, maybe they might have 3, I don't know. Will be close for sure. Now we wait. We wait until the next car decides to make its move at the pits, but I think, yeah, most of them are taking a little bit of time, so yeah, I think this could actually be the last lap for everybody, I believe. So no one. Yeah, I think this will be the last lap. I think for everybody. I don't think they're going to be able to have time to do another one afterwards. I think I saw a car was going out, I believe, and it is actually Miklos Gal, who's coming out of the pits. So this will be an important lap for him, down in 9th position. So he'll want to improve that lap. Been disappointing so far. 4 tenths off the leader, and still plenty of time to find. So as Gal coming through up in towards turn 3, he's the first one out. Cupok, the second one out, of course, having messed up his first lap. Now the rest of them coming out. Chung, Lopez, yep. Yeah, Joe. I imagine you're pretty hot, Joe. I mean, I'm lucky I've got my window open. It's quite shady now, but unfortunately this room is just very, very dry. It's very bit dusty, so I have to constantly take sips, otherwise my throat dries up like the Sahara. But yep, as now. Anyway, Miklos Gal set to come around to do his his next lap, and looks like his last lap. It will be his last lap.
There he goes.
And he starts. At the moment, it's only Jay Mackenzie who is in the pits. Everyone else is going to be starting their laps soon. So Mackenzie hopefully will get out onto the circuit as well. And he does actually.
Yep, no, he does.
Yep. So he will be the last driver to set a lap. Meanwhile, Miklos Gal towards the first sector. Does he improve in this? And the answer is yes. He has improved it. Just under a 10th off. So at the moment, not really threatening leaders. at this moment. So as Gal heads towards the end of the second sector, coming through the double left-hander here, and so coming through the second left, does he keep up this pace in the second sector? The answer is yeah, he does. He's 2 tenths up, so he could improve if he does it well to about 5th. Maybe falls to be a stretch, but anyway, Gal comes round the final corner, and where is he going to improve to? The answer is
5th.
goes 5th, as I suspected. Mackenzie about to start his last lap. Kupok is improving. Does he move up the order? The answer is
Nope.
He'll stay 10th. That's where he'll qualify. Catalan, who's going to out-qualify his teammate, is not improving and doesn't. Chung is improving.
Third.
So third, Lopez. He was already top, and he goes even
Improved.
quicker. The best time of the day.
Wow.
A 1:03.9, 3/10 quicker than Carr. I don't see anyone beating that. Carr is not going to beat that. So I think that's, unless Willows could pull something out of the bag, that's going to be pole position for Lopez, surely. And so as we're looking at Willows coming through, and is he improving? The answer is
Yellow
yes.
flag.
And Moichin is off. And Rona
What
Moichin is
happened
off
to
the
him?
circuit. And where is that? That's at the left-hander. Oh, okay. It's an unusual. You see a few mistakes there, but he went way off. So, yes, Moichin will qualify in 9th.
Oh, get off there. It's a mistake
And
from
yeah,
him.
big
Into
mistake
the wall.
goes right into the wall there. So big crash there for Moichin, but he will qualify in 9th anyway. You don't see that many mistakes. You've seen it very occasionally, but yeah, that is
Oh, look.
Moichin's.
Oh,
Yeah, it
he
goes
jumped.
right up into the air as well. Very high, that one. So, yep, Moichin off into the wall. And, yes, that's his video. So, Willows was improving, but he's no threat at all to Moichin, who was off the circuit. So, Willows had already passed by the time that happened. But, Willows coming through there. So, he was up on his lap by about 10th. So, he was not going to get pole. But where is Willows going to qualify? Can he qualify 4th, maybe, as he comes across the line? He goes third, actually. Manages to nab third, just only 2 thousandths off of Amar Khan there in second. But it is a Mercedes 1-2 in the Red Bull Ring, and Mackenzie is not improving, and he goes off, and he spins. So a great recovery,
nice
though.
60.
So a nice way to end the session there. So Mackenzie will qualify 7th.
Yeah.
He'll be pretty happy with that. But yes, Mackenzie across the line, and yep, he's off. Actually, there was a toss there, but it was going to the pit, so he was no threat. But spectacular spin by Mackenzie there, but he still qualifies 7th. That's a pretty good performance by him. But that is, of course, now it, because all drivers have now made their laps. But it is this man, Franco Lopez, the Argentinian, who takes his 4th pole position of the season. He is the pole king, taking poles in nearly half of the races this season so far. 4 poles out of 9. And so, yep, the quickest time, of course, on the circuit of 103.908. So, and of course, yeah, forgetting, of course, on Willis' lap, made a tiny mistake actually coming through the left-hander there. Could have been P2 had he not made that, but I think P3 is to be pretty happy. So, of course, it is Mercedes front row, Ferrari second row, then Tomaselli and Gal third row. But now session is over, and we're now going to look at the lap that put Franco Lopez on pole. So as we now go through looking at the Argentines lap, it was a pretty spectacular lap. So let's go back a bit. So this was it, I should say. I was about to say he's already P1, but yeah, he was, but he improved. Okay, yep. So yes, now everybody enjoy the pole lap set by Franco Lopez. Okay, so let's go through the top 10 once again. So Franco Lopez, of course, top by 3/10 of Omar Carr. Second, Joseph Willis third. Chung in fourth. Aleo Tomasetti fifth. Miklos Gal sixth. Jamie Katie seventh. Matteo Catalan eighth. Willow Boyd ninth. And David Kupok in 10th. So there we are. That was qualifying. I think that was a good qualifying. What do you think, Dennis?
Yeah, it was a very exciting qualifying session.
Yeah, Lopez
Very
taking.
much happening. And yeah,
Yes. Yeah, very
can't
much
wait
so.
for the race tomorrow.
But yes, that was qualifying for the Austrian Grand Prix, guys. Hope you enjoyed, and don't forget to also stay tuned later on in just over an hour for, of course, the GP2 race from Red Bull Ring. I hope you guys enjoy qualifying. We'll see you, of course, at 5 p.m. tomorrow for the race, and don't forget to stay tuned for the GP2 race later on. It's been George and Dennis here, and we'll see you all later. Goodbye.
Bye. Have a great time.